Let's see if I can win a lobby. I haven't done one of these in a while. The one thing I don't get used to, because like the beginning starts so slowly, is like what happens at the end. Oh, Linus Tech Tips is here. He's like really good. So we will see. Just trying to get in the content grind again. Alright. Nice tech kit store. Oh, what a troll. Alright, let's see what I can do. Yeah, trying to think of what else is new. Nothing much. Just been really, this has just been a really sloppy build, by the way. Yeah, just been trying to just recover from burnout. Not really from streaming, but when you're in esports, you're working really ludicrous hours. So at CLG before I left, there were some weeks I was working like 100 hours, and it just didn't seem like it was slowing down. Funny enough, a lot of people think I got fired from CLG, but I ended up leaving. I had 1 year left on my contract. Could have stayed, actually, but opted not to. I think that ended up being a much better choice for me in the end. Now I'm just a washed up Tetris pro. A little nerve-wracking. I survived though, which is always nice. What's that 38% mean? That's so weird. But yeah, it's kind of funny because there was a phase in my life where I was just grinding content. When I was working, doing melee stuff, and I never thought, rough, but I never thought that I would really have to slow down. I think I probably got killed by Linus Tech Tips. Never thought I really had to slow down, but I feel like the last 2-3 months I had to. I'm just tired. Takes a lot more mental fortitude to do stuff. Maybe the other part's kind of weird because what was it? So when I was working at NASA, I was doing a lot of melee content, freelancing, I guess, and so it was like I was working 2 jobs. So I don't think I ever really knew what work-life balance actually meant, because even like I would say my old job, working at JPL, the work-life balance for that job by itself was pretty good. I mean, pretty good work hours. You actually had nights and weekends, and so that was always interesting. Am I dead? Yikes. How did I die? Interesting. But I'm gonna have to wait another 2 to 3 minutes. Unfortunate. Yeah, so working at... I was doing the content grind and the work grind. Essentially 2 jobs, 60, 70, 80 hour weeks. Thought I could handle it. I did that for a good while. From 2014 to 2017. Did that. Then worked at CLG. It was fine. And then I did the League of Legends operations and any semblance of... Actually, no, my work-life balance wasn't that great even before I started working with the League team. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know where I'm going with this kind of random ramble, but we will see. Nonetheless, yeah, it's a lot of it. The past few months has been trying to just enjoy things. I think part of the reason why is like, I can grind, right? And in part of the grind, there's an implication of grinding towards something, right? Like you're grinding to accumulate something so that you can, I don't know, be rewarded for your grind. I thought to myself, well, like, for a while when I was grinding melee contents because I like doing melee content, for the most part, not everything about working with melee was enjoyable. I'll caveat that. But with that being said, I don't know. You grind because of the rat race and hoping that, you leave with some sort of egg of that I don't know, retirement? I'm trying to think of why people grind so hard. But yeah, it's you kind of grind and grind, right? And then if you're young, you're probably not really thinking about what does this lead into. But then over time, you're just like, well, what's next? And then eventually you start asking yourself questions like, what's the point of working 80, 90, 100 hours a week? And you go and then you start running into things at work, you're like, is this even worth it? And yeah, I think that's kind of where some of my mental headspace is at. It's are the things, is some of the BS that I have to deal with in work worth the hustle, right? Because there's a lot of things that I will deal with the crap to, because I think there is some decent payoff, or that there's a higher end goal that's worth it, right? And that's where you tolerate and you push through certain things. But sometimes it just sucks, and then you start asking if the value proposition of putting in your time, effort, dignity, and all that stuff, then you don't have to. I mean, there's power in knowing that if you're in a fortunate enough position that you can walk away from certain things as well. So let us see. Also, my mistake last game was I always forget that when I'm playing this mode, the free play lobby, you could just die. And unlike 99, you don't have the buffer of the game letting you have a little bit of time to cancel out garbage. You can just die. So I always have to remember that I have to play a little bit more conservatively. My wife just brought the dog in. It's really cute. So you want to minimize your windows of vulnerability is what I'm getting at, where you don't really have an answer to down stacking quickly. Aw. Oh, that was hot. I just did an all clear. So you always want to have quick solutions to down stacking is the name of this mode. If you don't, you can get caught with your pants down and then you're just kind of doomed. Like, I'm kind of have to just cycle pieces. Definitely not going for a T-spin triple setup there. Sometimes the solves that you have to do are kind of interesting. I always like games where you have to adapt on the fly. Alright, a good dance track burst always feels great. I don't know how to explain why it just feels so good. Are you kidding me? Oh, that's so tragic. I got greedy on a T-spin and I misdropped. Oh, that's such an unfortunate competition. Do I have to play it more safe? No, I just didn't have to misdrop. That's the moral of the story. Alright, let's try this again. Oh. I don't know how I visualized that the way I did. Not good. Oh no. Alright, what do I tell myself? I can die at any time. Okay, that is a really important measure to do. So sometimes going for that one T-spin, that one setup can be your grave. unless you're Doremi and you just build so fast that you can just literally cancel everything that comes your way. There are exceptions to the rule, and that is if you can build a million times faster than everyone else, then the rules don't always apply to you. So yes. So you get Tetris privilege. And this sucks. Final 6. You get Texas privilege, or you get Tetris privilege if you build fast. The rules don't apply to you. If you build noticeably faster than everybody else, the rules don't apply to you. Alrighty, let's do one more. Alright, who's gonna win this? We got Dal and Father Knight. Oh, he's gonna down sex a little. Oh, he got out of it for Dal. Father Knight has to downstick out of this. It's a little strange he's not getting the right pieces, but it's a line piece. Alrighty. Oh, and he messes it. Yeah, it's over. Alright, attempt 3 at this. Alright. That felt kind of decent. I have to slow down a little bit. I could go for a T-spin triple there, but generally speaking, it's so risky. There's a new motto I have, though. If I don't ever misdrop, that means I'm not pushing myself hard enough in terms of leveling up my speed. Like although I wince at misdrops, that means I'm playing at a level where it's like pushing me, right? And if I want to level up my game, I have to push my muscles a bit. So if I misdrop, there's a balance to it, right? You don't want to over misdrop in, where the game becomes unplayable for yourself, but if you're never misdropping, chances are you're just building too slow. Or and you're not pushing yourself to level up your speed. And I think to improve, you have to put yourself to an uncomfortable pace sometimes. This is something that eventually happens, right? And it's generally just, I don't know, complacency is a good way to describe it, right? When you feel good about reaching a certain level of progress, but to continue to progress beyond that requires you to push. And so, alright, I somehow don't end up getting punished for that. I didn't really like my down stack there, but we just have to make do. Alright, for whatever reason, I haven't gotten really punished super hard for playing poorly. RNG. The one thing I don't like is how disorienting it feels switched to when you get heads up in terms of the screen aspect ratio. Oh, I win. We did it. We can end the stream. I didn't play well at all, though. So, not really happy, but sometimes that's how luck goes.